Hey everybody. So we recently spent a week in Michigan and we spent most of the time on Mackinac Island, but we did get up to Drummond Island and we also went all the way out to Whitefish Point and saw the Shipwreck Museum. So this video is just kind of a short video put together, just basically our vacation clips. So hope you like it.
Sorry.
And if you do, drop a thumbs up, and we love your comments. Love to hear where you went in Michigan and what you like to do on Mackinac Island or in the UP in general. Have a good one, y'all. Take care. Be safe.
You doing all right?
Yep.
Going around a horse.
So the first day we were on the island, we went ahead
Shit,
and
John,
rented
laugh
these
back there.
bicycles and did the 8-mile loop around the island. It was really crowded, but I tell you what, we haven't rode bicycles in probably close to 10 years, and it was really enjoyable. So anyway, definitely you want to put that on your list. It's one of the better ways to see the island.
Huh? Yeah, I know that was kind of a gauntlet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
About 3 or 4 boats. That's gorgeous bay. Is that Huron Lake?
I think so. Pretty sure this side of the bridge is Lake Huron. No promises.
Hey, smile.
Hi, you.
Okay, got traffic coming.
They put a very pointy rock.
That's why I just said, is that rock flat enough? You can always knock their top rock off and put a flatter one.
But first I thought, rather than destroy their work, I would take a moment.
Right there in front of you is a flat one.
So the east side of the island had these really beautiful beaches on it. That water is unbelievably clear. And like I said, there's a lot of limestone, bigger rocks on, it seemed like the east side and the north side. And then the west side of the island was more sandy beaches. So a lot of variety there. I'm not sure why that happened. Probably something to do with like nature or something. Anyway, we really enjoyed our time on the island. There are all kinds of these little stone stacks around, which I've heard that you're not supposed to do that in creeks because it like messes up the little lizards or something. But I'll tell you what, out there on this limestone beach, they were really cool. So anyway, have a good one.
Going for a record.
There she is.
All right.
Now she looks good.
I have to gear up one. You're spinning pretty fast. Yeah, I figured that. Oh, I haven't seen one yet. Oh, there's one. So mile 4, so I missed the 3. Yeah. Here's the halfway point. If that's St. Ignace over there, it's a lot closer to it than it is Mackinac City.
And here we're coming back into downtown. So this was an 8-mile ride, and it was pretty flat. There was like one small rolling hill. But if you take the bikes into the interior of the island, there are some really steep hills. And we did that a couple days later. And we've got some of that video coming up too. So these are just some of the houses. Absolutely beautiful on Mackinac Island. So after our bike ride, we went and had lunch at the Pink Pony, which is by far our favorite restaurant.
All right. How far along do you think we are?
I don't know, a couple miles.
Probably
Since we
so.
started.
We're in the jungles of Mackinac.
Exactly. Yep. We just left the big archway of beautiful houses that are, I guess, at the far east end of the island. And now we're walking through the woods to we don't know where. But it goes somewhere because there's a trail of horse apples the whole way.
Yep. Horses have definitely come that way.
Yep.
So, and we've stuffed ourselves with a Pink Pony. So
Yes, we did.
trying to work that off a little bit.
We're gonna need more miles.
This is on our way up to Drummond Island, and it was a little bit cloudier and rainy that day, but it made for a really cool time to go see some of these sights. And it was so crowded on Mackinac Island, we basically didn't see anybody over towards Drummond Island. Kind of cool.
This is unbelievably pretty. You getting your feet wet?
Lake Huron, better bring a heater.
Yep. Just a bit chilly.
It is cold. So this was a little public beach, and then those signs, it was only about maybe 150 feet wide there. So they had signs on each end of it where it wasn't public, and they definitely didn't want you over there. But it looked like somebody had it set up to maybe do a wedding or something. Kind of cool. Get the hood every once in a while.
Yes. This is Glen Cove Road on Drummond Island, Michigan. Beautiful here. A little bouncy though.
So Drummond Island has an extensive ORV route and ORV trail system, but we didn't buy a trail pass for the Jeep, so we just stuck to this road, which is just a regular road, but it is part of the ORV route. And we didn't want to do a whole bunch of off-roading with the Jeep anyway because we're relying on it, and we also have to tow it home with the RV. But I would like to bring the General back up here one time and spend about a week exploring.
I think we messed up and invaded Canada somehow.
I think that's the next island over.
Oh. Something about following the pine trees.
Yeah, you follow the pine trees across the ice in the winter. Somehow on some app you can check in to let Canada know that you're there. I don't know how much the Canadians actually care, but they might.
So this is the ferry ride from Drummond Island back over to Detour Village, Michigan. And we've done this trip a couple times, and we did it one time on snowmobiles. So the other thing that we did, that whole bike ride that we did that on snowmobiles also by riding across the ice from St. Ignace to Mackinac Island. I don't know with global warming if I'd do that again.
This is the Drummond Island Ferry, and we're swinging around. They're going to take us over to Detour Island. That is Drummond Island that we're actually leaving right now.
Howdy.
There he is. And,
There goes the gravel plant.
yep.
So this is Whitefish Point, and the Edmund Fitzgerald is laying just a few miles from here, broken and in pieces. So this is the Shipwreck Museum and also the lighthouse. It was a really must-see things. As many times as we've been to Michigan, we'd never been up here. And I'll tell you what, we'd been missing out. It was very interesting. This is a survival kit that came off of a lifeboat from the Fitzgerald. This is the newt suit that they used to go down and retrieve the ship's bell and, of course, the bell. So the thing that amazed us is I think everybody's heard of the Edmund Fitzgerald, but there have been so many shipwrecks in that area. It's honestly kind of humbling to think about. The display and artifacts from the U.S. Life Saving Service were very interesting to me. I like the part where it said, regulations say we have to go out, but say nothing about coming back.
That is Lake Superior. A very cloudy, misty, rainy day. Can't hardly tell where the sky ends and the water begins.
From Whitefish Point, we made our way over towards Brimley, and we stopped at the Point Iroquois Lighthouse, also on the way. We have some friends that have a beautiful cabin over by Brimley, and we ended up just missing them by a few hours. They had just left to go back home about the time we headed over that way. We hated that we missed the opportunity to see our friends, but when we travel kind of just wherever we meander to, that kind of thing does happen. Oh well, it'll definitely be on the list next time. This is back on Mackinac Island, and we've rented the bicycles again because we figured out that they're really the most economical and probably best way to go see the island. This time, though, instead of just doing the 8-mile loop around the road, we went ahead and took the bicycle's interior and decided to try and find some of the housing just to see what some of the other spots are. We picked up a real estate guide and we saw a bunch of condos for sale and stuff. And they're not down, on the main road. So we decided we'd go find them and just see what we could discover. We also ended up out by the airport, and there were some beautiful planes out on that tarmac. So anyway, this just ends out, I think, with some bike riding and some of the sights and maybe a few of the sounds of Mackinac Island.
Look at that view. Oh, there's the runway. Okay.
Several years ago, we rode the snowmobiles from St. Ignace across the ice and came up at British Landing. And of course, they had a marked trail. And then most of the island was open to snowmobiles at that time. There were a few places they didn't really want you to ride, but we had rode right past the airport on the marked trail on that route. And so that was one of the reasons we wanted to go see it again, was because there were some things that we saw on the snowmobiles that, since we've been back, we really hadn't found. But what we discovered was it's because they're all on the interior of the island. So, pretty neat memories. It doesn't matter what season, Mackinac Island is beautiful. Definitely put it on your list of things to do. That first day we were over here riding these bicycles on this perimeter road, it was so crowded. It was a little bit ridiculous in some spots. Everybody was having a good time and being safe, though. That's the only thing that really matters. But we went back 2 days later, and it was like nobody was on the island comparatively. So just the difference between weekends and weekdays, I guess.
Okay, stop video. St. Anne Church, or St. Anne's maybe. The Harbor View Inn. Harbor View Inn. Espresso Cafe. Stars of the show. Bayview at Mackinac. And they've got the flags at half-mast for some reason. Well, some of the flags. Here's the Mackinac Island Yacht Club. A couple of mansions. And the marina. Tim Allen's yacht is not in it. I was just narrating some as we ride. There's the Mackinac Art Museum. If you want culture, I don't have it, can't afford it. And there's the fort. Oops. And here's the main street. Mostly fudge shops. And the occasional t-shirt shop. And a pizzeria or two. There's more horses. Yeah, bye. Thank you. There's a Starbucks, very historic. Pretty horses. Ferry Hotel, casino, or not casino. Ferry Hotel horse carriage. And here's the southern end of the island, an area of fine homes, mostly converted into bed and breakfasts. The Island Public Library. Very weathered looking house, mansion. And here's another area of fine homes. Oops, oops, oops. White trash. Oh. And here is an area of homes on the island.
She was excited on the boat.
Another area of homes. There's a pretty color. A lot of renovation happening. And finally, Mackinac Island Public Schools.
After turning in our bikes, we ended up walking around and just looking at the horses and some of the houses. Then we ended up walking up to Fort Mackinac, and we had lunch at the Tea Room, which is actually run by the Grand Hotel. It has fabulous food and unbelievable views of the bay. Highly recommended. The other thing we found out was with entry to the fort, it also included entries to the Biddle House Museum, the blacksmith shop, and the fur trader museum. And we really enjoyed that blacksmith shop. We learned a lot, and Maggie's a big fan of Forge and Fire. And even though the blacksmith wasn't that big a fan of Forge and Fire, there was still a lot of interesting things in there for us. So I thought this bucket bike was really cool. So it's basically a wheelbarrow that you pedal. Pretty cool. Plus made a neat photo.
I am not upside down.
I thought you were upside down.
I am
could
not
fix it and
upside
post
down.
that in. Just don't change it from that. Because that I can't fix. I'll have to cut.
I will not have troubles.
Yeah, and last time we went to walk out here a little ways and turned around and went to go.
Yep. We are walking on the trails and roads kind of up behind and to the north or west of the Grand Hotel. And it's beautiful up here.
Yeah, definitely northwest of the hotel.
Yeah. Hello. Some awesome view of the bridge. Ooh, what a view.
This is Pontiac's trail up above the Grand Hotel, and I'm going to say that this is probably the least walked area on Mackinac Island. The bushes are pretty overgrown, but the views are definitely worth it.
They wanted to come over to you.
Mm-hmm. Look at you playing. Hi guys. Hi guys.
Everywhere we go.
Corn,
Yep.
there's some carrots.
Right. Hello, pretty ones.
we left Mackinac Island and went for a drive along the shores of Lake Michigan out towards Nobbinway, where we found the top of the lake Snowmobile Museum. We had seen this museum dozens of times when we were driving by it on our way to go snowmobiling in Michigan up in the Keweenaw, and we never really had time to stop by, but we ran by it the other day and decided to stop in. It really brought back a lot of memories. The first snowmobile I ever rode was a Harley Davidson AMF 1974 snowmobile, and that first one that we started off in the corner with, it looked almost just like that. We also had an old Polaris, and the front ends of a lot of these looked pretty much exactly the way I remember that Polaris looking. So this museum was really cool, and even if you've never snowmobiled, there's stuff in there that I think you'll find interesting. So definitely, if you're near Nobbinway and have time to stop in, I'm sure they'd appreciate seeing you. It was well worth our time, and they also have a lot of memorabilia that you can purchase. So a lot of cool little knickknacks and things that brought back a lot of memories for me, at least. That's our video of our Michigan vacation. Hope you liked it. It's a little different from what we're normally doing, but we kind of wanted to save these memories, so we just made this little video. Thanks a lot for watching. If you do like it, drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe and follow along for more. Have a good one, y'all. See ya.